Pineapple cake may look spiky on the outside, but isn't it delicious on the inside? This pineapple cake has 3 delicious layers of vanilla cake and buttercream, dressed with candy petals and leaves to make it look like a festive pineapple. Cooking Company will take you step by step into making this deliciousness at your table today. Are you ready? All you need is 250 grams of cake mix. Put it in a bowl and add 3 eggs. We're going to add 30 millilitres of oil to that, and we're going to add 60 millilitres of milk. Give it a whisk. What we want is a nice, smooth, creamy consistency. Perfect, look at that. Next we're going to spray our cake tin with some oil. Going to add some wax paper to the bottom of that if you have it, and then pour our vanilla cake mix into the tin. That wax paper just helps later on when you want to remove the cake from the tin. Give it a tap and stick it in the oven for 30 minutes on 180 degrees, baking into deliciousness. Next, 200 grams of white chocolate melted equally into 2 bowls. Add food colouring to each of those bowls, a yellow food colouring and a green food colouring. Next, we get some baking paper and we add the melted white chocolate yellow colour to make petal shapes. When we've done that, we start adding the green colour. We're making longer shapes for this. This is going to be the leaves of the pineapple or the stem. Once we've done that, we're going to put those in the refrigerator for 20 minutes to set. And when they're ready, we'll take them out and very, very slowly remove them from our baking paper. This is a delicate operation because these pieces could break easily. Now our vanilla cake is ready. We're going to slice it and start to add our buttercream icing. A very generous layer in between each. Don't be afraid about it sticking out of the sides because we're going to sort that out later. So layer by layer, we add our vanilla buttercream icing. Now, we're going to scrape it around the outside, just remove those excess pieces to smooth it out before we put buttercream around the entire outside of the cake. This is going to be a buttercream deliciousness. Look at that. Now, this part takes a little bit of time, but definitely it is worth it. We can smooth that all out with a piece of plastic or something similar to that, getting it ready to put our decorations on. Time to add the petals. We're going to stick them on one by one, all the way around the edge and along the top. I don't know about you, but I find this rather therapeutic. Okay, time to add our green leaves. We're going to put some cocktail sticks through those to make sure that we can stick them in the cake nice and firmly to make our centerpiece, our pineapple stem. This is a delicate operation, so we have to be very gentle with these chocolate pieces and take our time. It is absolutely worth it because look at this fantastic result. An amazing looking pineapple cake, and I bet it tastes great too. There's no such thing as too much chocolate, so we're making a double-layered chocolate ganache cake, dressed with strawberry Kitkat candy bars as decoration and topped with fresh, juicy strawberries. This is the easiest, yet will be one of the most delicious chocolate cakes you've ever had. You could whip this up all by yourself, as Cooking Company will take you step by step into making this amazing strawberry Kitkat cake. All you need is 200 millilitres of milk in a pan on the stove. Add in 400 grams of chocolate buttons and whisk away till smooth and melted. Now we're going to add 100 grams of butter. I'll let that melt into the mixture too. There we have it, our chocolate ganache. Now here comes our chocolate cake. We're going to slice this into 3 parts. And guess what? We're going to add our chocolate ganache. We're going to add it on top of each layer and all around the outside of the cake to make it look extra special. You can prepare your chocolate cake in advance or even buy one ready-made from the store. So if you're looking for a very easy and ultra-effective cake recipe, then this could be the one. So by adding this chocolate ganache and layering it like so, You're really adding a very, very special touch. It was a very basic chocolate cake, and now look at it. It looks absolutely delicious. With a spatula, smooth it all around the edges, completely covering our chocolate cake layers, and there we have it. Now, it's time to decorate. Let's get our little mini Kitkat strawberry bars. We're going to stick them together using melted white chocolate. You could put this in a piping bag to make it easier. It kind of acts like glue. We're going to stick our Kit Kats vertically so we can put them all around the edge of our cake. It also creates a deepness, a kind of basket effect on the top of the cake. So we can put inside that basket our fresh strawberries and some strawberry flavoured buttercream. Again, you can prepare that in advance or buy it ready-made from the store. For finishing touches, we'll add a strawberry coloured ribbon around the edge. Look at that. Beautiful. In fact, it's so beautiful, I don't think I want to cut it. Nah, come on, let's have a slice. The Kit Kats make it super easy to slice your cake evenly. Fantastic. Celebrate every occasion with this delicious peppermint overload cake, an easy cake recipe combining the flavour of chocolate with peppermint candies. It's a perfect dessert to serve your family and guests, leaving you loaded with a minty flavour, topped with luscious mint chocolate and smothered in a mint spiked chocolate coating. Cooking Company will take you step by step into making this melt-in-your-mouth peppermint overload cake. To make this delicious looking cake, you just put 250 grams of butter into a bowl and whisk away. Now we add our icing sugar, 400 grams in total, but we're going to add a little bit at a time. This part of the process is very important. As we whisk away, we want to make sure that the consistency is just right, light and fluffy, so that the icing does not ooze out when we put it into our cake. Now we're going to split this mixture half-half into 2 bowls. First bowl, we add some mint extract. We can add a few generous drops of that and make sure it's mixed in really, really well. In our second bowl, we're going to add some red food colouring and some cocoa powder. Mix that together, then we add our red buttercream icing and our white buttercream icing into food piping bags. Starting with the red, we're going to swirl it on the top of our chocolate cake layer, making a spiral pattern, making sure to leave gaps in between for the white mint flavoured buttercream icing. Now we're going to add a second layer of our cake on top and cover the entire cake in our red buttercream icing. We're going to just smooth it over using a spatula all the way around the edge. Next comes our candy. We're going to break the hook off the end and we're going to put the straight parts all the way around the edge of our cake. Now get your buttercream icing and make a stripy pattern on some cling film. Now very carefully roll it up and place that inside a food piping bag. Now if we snip the edge off, we should be able to pipe that stripy buttercream and decorate the top of our cake. Then why not add a few pieces of broken candy using the remainder of our broken candy canes? Look at that, something right out of Wonderland. How about a slice of minty gorgeousness? Mirror chocolate cake with strawberry jelly and white chocolate mousse is a cake with different layers and a delicacy for chocolate lovers. Filled with white chocolate mousse, strawberry jelly and a layer of chocolate cake on the inside, this cake is best for birthdays and special occasions. Cooking Company will take you one step at a time into creating this mouth-watering cake. First, we add our strawberries, 300 grams, 20 grams of sugar, 50 millilitres of water to a pan, and we'll let that bubble away. You can use frozen strawberries or fresh strawberries, whatever takes your fancy. We'll pour that mixture into a bowl once it's nicely softened. We're going to blend it together so it is smooth. Then we can add our gelatin, 12 grams of that. Give it a stir till it's very well mixed together. Then we pour it into our container and freeze it for around 30 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll make our chocolate cake. That's cake mixture, 3 eggs, oil, some milk, and and we're going to whisk it all together. You can use ready-made cake mixture from the shop or make your own with a bit of self-raising flour, baking soda and cocoa powder. Now we're going to lightly spray our cake tin with oil and add wax paper on the bottom to stop it from sticking. Then we add our chocolate cake mixture. Now this is going to bake in the oven at 180 degrees for around 30 minutes. While that is cooking away, we make our white chocolate mousse. That's 4 egg yolks and 120 grams of sugar. Blend it up. Next we're going to add some corn flour. This is what's going to thicken it later on when we bubble away on the stove. And we can add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to give it a lovely flavour. And then we add 500 millilitres of milk to a pan. We heat that a little bit and add that to the rest of the mixture. Once that's all mixed together, we are 2/3 of the way towards white chocolate mousse. Nice and smooth, we're going to add the whole mixture back to our cooking pot. Now here comes the time-consuming part. We have to whisk away for quite a while until the texture thickens up and becomes a mousse-like texture. Nice and thick and gloopy. At that point, we can take it off the pan. We're going to add melted white chocolate, 150 grams. If you want to be interesting, you could even add some food colouring. Why not? 12 grams of gelatin to that as well. And whisk it up till it's very, very well mixed and smooth. Now we're going to add 500 millilitres of whipping cream and whisk it till it's very thick and gloopy. And we'll add the rest of our mixture to the whipping cream. Once that has been stirred, so you see there's a lot of stirring involved in this part of the process, but look, we have this absolutely delicious white chocolate mousse. We can stick it in a food bag or a piping bag, a food bag where you can just cut the end off to make a nozzle. You can squirt it into your baking tin so that it's ready to put your frozen strawberry jelly on top. Now we're going to use a piping bag to squirt around the edges of the jelly and over the top. Take your time with this and be very generous with your helping of white chocolate mousse. We love a bit of white chocolate mousse. We're going to just smooth over the top with a spatula because we want to now add our chocolate cake. Just final touches and voila, there we go. We freeze that for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, we're going to make our topping. Sugar, cocoa powder, sweetened condensed milk. Now we add 100 millilitres of water to the cooking pot and stir it as it's heating, making sure it's nice and smooth. Now we might have a few lumpy bits of cocoa powder in the bottom, so we're going to pour it through a sieve onto a bowl of chocolate buttons. We've used dark chocolate. It gives it a lovely dark brown colour. We're going to blend this up till it's absolutely smooth. Look at that lovely shiny mixture. This is our chocolate glaze. That glaze then gets poured over the rest of our cake. We recommend that you put your cake on a stand high up over a baking tray. That's because obviously as we pour the chocolate glaze, it's going to drip. So we're going to just smooth out the bottom and get rid of all those dripping pieces. Next, we're going to get some broken up chocolate and we're going to just splodge it on there around the edges, alongside the bottom. Very nice finishing touch, and of course it hides any dripping chocolate glaze. Now we can add a special touch with a few strawberries on top, halved with the leaves still on. We like a bit of green and red colour on our dark chocolate cake. Delicious, look at that. Chocolate glazing makes this cake look amazing. Strawberry pocky cake is the ultimate cake and the easiest you will ever make. A double-layered cake filled with a thick layer of strawberry buttercream and strawberry jam in the centre, surrounded with a sweet boundary of strawberry chocolate-coated pocky sticks, and in the centre, dressed with chocolate mini roses. Cooking Company will take you one step at a time to make this gorgeous strawberry pocky cake. Just get some white chocolate buttons and melt those, some strawberry flavoured pocky sticks, and we're going to pour the white chocolate over the pocky sticks. It's as easy as that, folks. We're using a food piping bag to do that to create a beautiful pattern. Now, while we set those aside, we get our vanilla cake. It could be pre-made from the shop, or you could make it earlier. We're going to cut it into 4 sections, and then we're going to add our filling. It's strawberry buttercream, which we've also prepared earlier, and some strawberry jam. Yummy, my favourite. We're going to smooth this evenly over the top, and we're going to do this with each layer. It's very, very simple, and it does not take long at all. By doing this, you can make a very simple vanilla cake into a really exciting party cake. We're going to coat the whole thing in buttercream icing so it's lovely and pink. Now, here come our pocky sticks. We're going to stick them all around the edge. Absolutely beautiful and so simple. Look at that. Next, we get our chocolate roses made with white chocolate and food colouring. Cover the top of the cake. Now for our finishing touch, we'll add a ribbon around the edge. How glamorous! Did you know that pocky sticks have been around since 1966? First invented in Japan. With just a few simple ingredients, we made this stunning party delight. Some chocolate, cream, jam, and vanilla cake. And don't forget the pocky sticks.